You're ready to buy a house and your brother's best friend's cousin is a real estate agent. So you're good to go, right?
Of course you are.
Today, we're going to talk about the questions that you should ask an agent before signing on their dotted line. Stay tuned to the end to find out why the terms real estate agent and realtor are not interchangeable. Hi, I'm Ashleigh.
And I'm Dan. We are with St. Louis Living, a part of Narrative Real Estate. So let's go ahead and jump in. So Ashleigh, I think one of the first questions that people really need to ask is, so how long have you been a real estate agent? And
how long have you been a part of this market?
Yeah, absolutely. I think obviously the first part is important, just to know the experience that someone has under their belt. I think the in this market part is interesting and also really important because great, you have 20 years of real estate experience, but if 2 months of them are in the St. Louis market or whatever particular market you're looking in, real estate is so localized. That's a really important piece to know.
It is, and I think it's also important just to know because in the St. Louis market area, there's over 10,000 agents. Mm-hmm. So you want to know what kind of agent you're working with. So it's a pretty important question.
Absolutely. So I think the next question that kind of goes along with that, we said, how long have you been a full-time agent in this area? Next question is, so how many transactions or how many homes do you close each year? That's going to give you some more information to that first question.
It is for sure. And what's interesting is just like a lot of things, the top 3% do 90% of the work. So for an instance, our team does over 100 transactions a year, whereas another team might do 5. So it's a pretty important question to understand so that you know what the agent is doing and if they actually truly understand the trends in the market because they've been active and they know what they're doing.
Absolutely.
The next question that we like to kind of focus in on is, do you work with a team? And who is the primary point of contact? I like this question because there's a lot of teams and they work in a lot of different ways.
Right. So it's important because it's going to let you know, who you are going to be primarily working with and how that's going to work. In our case, of course, Dan and I work together, as well as we do have other people in our office on our team. And why we love that is because, of course, we are your primary point of contact.
For sure.
If, though, for some reason, I've been in contact with you, there's a home that you need to see, and I am sick, out of commission, out of town, whatever the situation may be, right. We have Dan, or we can always locate another agent on our team to show you that home. And that way you're not missing out on homes because your one agent is not available at that time.
And some of the other models, nothing wrong with them, but sometimes they're going to have a point of contact that say they do your buyer's consultation, your listing consultation, but then somebody else takes over to do the rest of the process. Mm-hmm. So you just want to know what that looks like so you know who you're dealing with throughout the whole process like we have in our team.
Absolutely.
From there,
how will you communicate with me?
I think as communication has changed over the past 10 years especially, mm-hmm. It's a pretty important question.
It is. If you are primarily text, just because that's your preference or due to a work schedule, and you have an agent that says, I've been doing phone call only for the last 20 years and that works for me, that might not work for you. If you need someone who will communicate either via text or email because you work nights and so mm-hmm. you're not working, technically the same hours as your agent. And so you need to be able to communicate with each other and respond as needed. That's important. If you're someone who says, I don't like text or email, right. I like phone calls, I want my agent to be available by phone, that's important. Obviously, you can explain how we kind of let the customer take the lead there.
It's interesting. One of the things I read recently is that usually your first couple interactions with a client tell you the way they like to communicate. Mm-hmm. So we work at our clients' needs. We do a lot of texting because that is one of the ways that's easiest to communicate at this time. Mm-hmm. But if a phone call is needed, we will do that as well. So really it just comes down to what your needs are. That's where we're going to meet you at.
Absolutely. And then number 5, one of my favorite questions is,
do you have a list of referrals?
But more than that, and more importantly, can I contact them? So not just handing me your list of reviews that I could find on your website, but who are some clients who you've worked with, who you are are willing to take a phone call from me and talk about you and give me the information directly.
Yeah, for sure. One of the things that we always do, whether you're buying a house or selling a house, is we always sit down for consultation.
Mm-hmm.
And during that consultation, we always hand out a list of referrals because we want you to know who we've worked with and what they're saying about us. And also another great place for that is Zillow and Google. There's a lot of reviews out there. So you can find a lot of information about the agents in that area as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So those 5 questions, I think, will kind of give you a good idea, a good baseline of the personality of the agent that you're considering working with, as well as how they run their business and their style, and if that is going to be a mesh for your needs and wants. I think those questions will give you a good feel.
Yeah, and if you guys would like, we actually have a list of, I want to say it's around 20, 25 questions that we can send you. Just send us a comment and we will get that sent out to you, of just questions that you can ask and that we can answer for you as well.
Yes, you want to dive in a little deeper. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now for
the bonus content
that we promised.
I'm excited.
Okay. So Dan.
Real estate agent and realtor, they're the same thing, right?
2 words, they mean the same thing, right?
I mean, I think they do, don't they?
So, common misconception.
Really?
Yes. So, all realtors are real estate agents. All real estate agents are not realtors. Okay, what's the difference and why does that matter? So, the distinction here is essentially a realtor is a real estate agent who is, of course, licensed by their state board or commission. They have, though, taken the additional step to become a member of the National Association of Realtors, or NAR for short, and therefore are bound by their Realtor Code of Ethics. So it's an additional step that they've taken to identify themselves as an industry professional. They're bound by that code of ethics on top of whatever their state licensing regulations and their broker regulations may be.
Absolutely. And the importance of that is that they're held to a higher standard, especially when it comes to ethics. And so it's just something important to note and make sure that whoever you're working with is an actual realtor.
So that wraps up our 5 questions that you should ask before signing on the dotted line. If you'd like some more information about what the process of buying a home in the St. Louis area looks like, click our linked video below. Otherwise, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot us an email, give us a call. We'd love to talk with you. And until next time, I'm Ashleigh.
And I'm Dan. Take care.